Now, the crisis rocking the People's Democratic Party has taken a new twist as the party's national secretary, Senator Samuel Anyanwu, has alleged the forgery of his signature in a letter notifying the National Electoral Commission of the party's national convention scheduled for November 15 and 16 in Ibadan, Oyo State. Anyanwu, an ally of the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, made the allegation in petitions he sent to INEC, the Department of State Services, and the Inspector General of Police. In petitions dated October 15, Anyanwu stated that he never signed the August 29 letter to INEC notifying the electoral body of the party's November 15 to 16 national convention. Well, still on politics, National Chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Dr. Nintawa Yilwada, has claimed that several prominent members of the African Democratic Congress, ADC, will join the ruling party next week. In recent weeks, the APC has seen a wave of new entrants from opposition parties ahead of the 2027 general elections. The APC chairman added that many of the incoming members, and I quote, have completed their medicals, end quote, and will be formally unveiled next week. Yilwada described the APC as the bride of the moment, noting that more politicians, including senators, governors, and members of the National Assembly, were preparing to join the party. Well, last but certainly not least, former Minister of Interior and National Secretary of the African Democratic Congress, Rauf Aregbesola, has revealed why President Bola Tinubu will lose the 2027 general elections, in his own opinion. He stated that regardless of the grandstanding of the ruling All Progressives Congress, the African Democratic Congress, that's the ADC, will take over the mantle of leadership in Nigeria and in most of the states. Aregbesola said this on Saturday in Ilorin while fielding questions in an interview with newsmen after the commissioning of the state secretariat of the party along Basin Road, Ilorin. Weighing in on governors joining the ruling APC, the former Interior Minister said that those going to the APC were the enemies of the people. Well, joining us on the Political Brief to discuss these stories is Arise Director of News and Politics Editor, Sumner Sambo. Sumner, good morning and welcome to the morning show.
Yeah, good morning, Vimbai. Good morning, Rufai, and the rest of the team. Good morning to our viewers.
All right, let's get straight into it. The National Convention slated for November 15th and 16th has just hit another hiccup on the road to preparations. How much water do you think this particular development, that's Samuel Anyanwu claiming that his signature was forged, do you think that this will dent the preparations towards the National Convention?
Well, it's one day, one trouble for PDP, and I just hope that they are able to settle their issues. But there are several cases on this particular issue. There's one that's already in court, and the judge has promised Nigerians that before the end of October, he will be able to deliver a judgment that will deal with these issues. Now, on this new one that's coming up, Samuel Anyanwu would have to explain to Nigerians why he did not deny the statement categorically made by Senator Bala Mohammed, governor of Bauchi State, who is the chairman of the PDP Governors Forum, during the 102nd NEC meeting, which held, and Samuel Anyanwu was right there inside that hall when Bala Mohammed told PDP NEC members and everyone there that Samuel Anyanwu co-authored the letter that was sent to INEC by the PDP National Working Committee. That means the PDP acting national chairman, as he was then, before he eventually became the national chairman, and he himself. So why did Samuel Anyanwu not deny that right there when the statement was categorically made by Bala Mohammed? And why is he choosing now, since August, to actually file a petition to the DSS? To be fair to him, I would think that if indeed he felt injured, he would have immediately, risen up to actually say that, look, whatever is being said here is false. I never signed this, or I was, under duress, asked to sign this and all of that. I think if not for anything, the PDP officials actually owe some level of respect to their members and to Nigerians when they are doing all this, they are fighting. Like they are having in court right now, where Kamaldeen Ajibade, the the party's national legal advisor, who is being said to have been asked to step aside, and Chris Uche is being asked to actually take over, that the NWC sometime last week asked that Chris Uche take over the case and not longer Kamaldeen Ajibade. Well, Kamaldeen Ajibade was also elected at a national convention, just like the other officials. So if he's going to be removed, the removal has to be made public. And so all this infighting and all of that, I don't think that's what Nigerians really need. But this goes ahead to tell us that there's a huge issue of internal democracy, lack of internal democracy within our political party. Imagine a former governing party acting like one of these new parties that have just been registered. I mean, Nigerians have to really, really, be prepared for 2027.
Indeed. All right, whilst the PDP is fighting, the APC is saying that more governors are going to defect this week. I don't know if there will be governors from the PDP, most likely, and we don't know where. But I wanted to ask you, who do you think would be defecting this week? They say they've done their medicals. Governors, some senators, principal members of other parties, maybe of the ADC, the PDP, and the likes. Who are we looking at for an announcement of a defection this week?
Well, Ayo, it's very clear that it's the Bayelsa State governor that he was talking about, Douye, Diri, and others. But you will see the drama that's also going on in Bayelsa, where the deputy governor Rujapo has actually said that he hasn't made up his mind to go alongside his principal, the governor, and so we may likely see some sort of challenges ongoing in that state, and maybe a possible impeachment move against the deputy governor if eventually he decides not to go. And then you see that some other top ADC leaders too are uncomfortable with the moves by the party. So many people are not so clear as to what is actually going on in ADC at the moment. The coast is not so clear. So many people who were unsure of their move actually renegotiating with APC. Some of them, due to shame, they don't want to go back to the PDP where they came from. So they are looking for a safe landing in the APC. So this is the character of the average Nigerian politician in the times that we are in. And so that's why there's this huge call for electoral reforms that will stop, not just electoral reforms, even constitutional reforms that will stop people from defecting from one party to the other easily. Yes, there's the issue of constitutional right to association, but nonetheless, especially for those who are elected and they have the votes of the people, you shouldn't just move at will when you're still holding the votes of the people. And this is also a wake-up call to the entire opposition that, look, if they continue to mess themselves up and they don't organize, and the APC is harvesting from all of these mistakes that they are making, why do you then go ahead to blame the APC for wanting a one-party state? In fact, we're even going to a zero-party state if we are not careful. With all these issues that are happening within the polity, we need to actually investigate the psychology of an average Nigerian politician. What exactly goes on in his mind? Does he respect the people he seeks votes from? And then as we head into 2027, Nigerians should be the one that would dictate to political parties, not political parties dictating to Nigerians. I think a whole lot of, the electorate have enough of all of this.
Sumner, I can quickly tell you the psychology of an average Nigerian politician. Yes, he doesn't respect the people. It's about himself, his family members, and maybe his friends, if he's quite generous. But predominantly, him, his family. It's a shop alone, die alone mentality. And that's why anywhere Bele face, they will go. That's just it. So that's the mentality of an average politician. But I'd like to ask you about an ADC person, Aregbesola, that is saying that APC will lose in an election when ADC legs are still very shaky on the ground. Is he saying something we are not seeing? Or is he missing? Or has he been drinking too much Gary?
Well, fantastic observation there by you, Rufai. Let's take a look at this person who is making this statement. He's someone who was one of the closest political bodies to, President Bola Tinubu. If there's anyone who knows President Tinubu in and out, right from his bedroom, it is this same person, Rauf Aregbesola, very close ally, someone who was in charge of Alimosho in Lagos when they were playing their Lagos politics. I mean, very, very, very close. Aregbesola may be seeing certain things, certain missteps that Tinubu is going to take ahead of the elections, which may actually make or mar, the election. But I can tell you that if the elections were to be held right today, Tinubu will actually win the election based on the, realities that we're seeing. So maybe they actually really warming up. And some of the things that I actually hear that they are saying is that there's a likelihood that they may not even use the ADC, that APC is, looking for all arsenals to actually defeat the ADC. The actual party that they are waiting for also is the ADA, which is here to be fully registered. And we're hoping that the new INEC chairman will continue from where Professor Mahmoud Yakubu stopped and register all the political parties, about 14 of them that they had said they actually meet all the, the criteria. So if they are able to do this, there's a likelihood that they may actually transfer all that they've been doing in ADC to ADA and take APC by storm. But well, that can only happen if the PDP, Labour Party, and then SDP and all of these people come together in one single opposition to challenge President Tinubu. Well, for now, anything can happen. We still have some few months, but for now, I can tell you that APC continues to work stronger, not necessarily because the APC is popular among Nigerians, but because the political actors in the opposition are playing to the gallery and not really doing the homework. Well, you would have seen that Aregbesola going to Kwara to inaugurate this new chapter there. But in Kwara, as we speak, everybody's just, taking a stand as to the one that you question what exactly is going on. In Kwara, Saraki continues to blossom with PDP there, while the governor, who is from APC, is having some challenges politically. But then with the introduction of ADC, it's left to be seen if ADC will make an inroad there or not. But one thing I can tell you is that going into 2027 election, one character that the average Nigerian politician, especially at the national level, is adopting now is the wicked philosophy, belonging to two political parties at the same time. Will this help people ahead of 2027? Because even Saraki himself, look at some of his allies. They are in ADC. People like former Governor Abdul Fattah Ahmed. And then Saraki himself is still in PDP. And we see him romancing in one way or the other with people who are in the government. Because Wike is Saraki's friend. One of his closest friends. A whole lot of Nigerians don't know that. And then you see all of this playing out. Can we continue to sustain this kind of politics where even Governor Diri is partyless, having been elected to hold a political position under a party? You are not telling Nigerians that you are partyless. What? He's going to APC, and we'll all wait to see what happens. Important questions right there. Is this how politics and democracy in Nigeria would look like, going forward? Thank you very much indeed for your time. We look forward to seeing you again next week, Monday.